guys, welcome back to the channel. It's actually been long I did this. Anyways, I quickly needed to pass off this piece of information to you guys, especially if you are here to watch the tutorial. Please let me quickly glance you through the stuff that I use. I didn't say it in the tutorial, so I decided to give it to you here. I used yarn at this color. So it has 3 plies, right? 3 ply. And also I used a 3.5mm hook. So if you want your stitches very closer than mine, then you should know that you would need a smaller hook as compared to mine. So mine is a 3.5. You can use 2.5, 1 if you want the stitches very close together. I would also advise that you get a lot of yarn. So this is 100 grams yarn, which has about 328 yards. I use 4 of this yarn, so you can imagine if you are working with 40 gram, 50 gram, whatever, you should know that it actually takes a lot of yarn. Yes, note that. And yeah, that's pretty much it, and I'll see you at the end of the video. Alright guys, so you start off by making a chain. So yes, you start off by making a chain. So this chain is going to cover up the whole of our bust area. Yes, you can use the measurement of your bust area for this chain. So if you do not know how to chain, you yarn over, you pull through, you yarn over, you pull through, just as I'm doing. So yes, after I'm done with the chaining, I will see you guys. So you always need to make sure that your chain isn't crooked. It has to be very even and smooth so that it wouldn't affect the whole project, if I'm making sense. So yes, after you are done making sure it is straight and all of that, you would now come back to come and look for the first hole that you made, as in the first stitch. Yes, and then you slip stitch the chain together, both ends together. So if you don't know slip stitching, I am coming to slip stitch. So yeah, this is what we call slip stitch. Now this process is to help us join both ends together so we get a ring. Yes, a ring. Instead of having a straight chain, it will come together so we get a ring. So now we are going to work our way around. So yes, this is basically the base of the project. So you work your way around the chain to form the base. So you put it inside the hole, you pull it out, you pull it through 2, and then you pull it through the remaining 2. You repeat the same process until you get to the last hole on the chain. So yes, I'll see you guys when I get there. Let me work a few for you guys. So yes, very, very easy. Put it inside, you pull it through, you pull it through. So you put it inside, you pull it through, 2, 2, and then remaining 2. So yes, this is how your project should look like if you're following me. If you don't have this, then I'm sorry, you would have to restart the whole project. Yeah. So in order not to confuse yourself, you can use a stitch marker to mark the very first or the last stitch. Yes, the last stitch, just so it wouldn't confuse you. So I'll see you guys when I get there. Now I am at the last stitch where I placed my stitch marker. So I am going to slip stitch again. Yes, I am going to slip stitch again. So basically this is how you slip stitch. I showed you initially, but let me show you again. So you put it inside like this, and then yes, exactly. Right, so we are done slip stitching. We have the base already. Yes, we have the base already. So you can take out your stitch marker or you can leave it. So this is how the project is supposed to look like. Very smooth, very even. And the next thing we are going to do is to increase. Now when I say increase, Putting 2 stitches inside a hole is basically an increase. Yes, so let me give you an illustration of an increase. So yes, let's say this, I'm putting 2 inside this hole. Now the next hole, I am just going to put 1 stitch. Do you get? Okay, 2 inside the hole. 1, 2, and then the next one you just put 1 stitch. Exactly. So this is basically an increase. You are going to increase your way around. Just repeat the same process and make sure you don't skip any. And then I'm going to see you guys at the end of the row. So yeah. Yes, so this is the last stitch that I'm going to do. So this is how your work is supposed to look like. You see the flare or the pleat is already forming, right? This is what you're looking for. This is what we are working for. If you've not gotten this kind of, you know, logoligi, then I'm sorry. Once again, you would have to restart the whole process again. Now, this time round, we are not going to slip stitch, okay? We are just going to work our way around in circular motion. So let me spread it down for you guys to see the effect, you know? Look at how it looks like, right? Okay. Now the next thing we are going to do is to increase again. Now we are increasing in 2s. So you would have to make 2 stitches before you increase, if I'm making sense. Okay, so 1, 2 before an increase. Do you understand? If you are lazy and then you don't want to confuse yourself by counting, you can just increase at where there is an increase. So 1, you would see that 2, and automatically there's going to be an increase. So you just increase at where there is an increase. If you used the same, if you didn't make any mistake, then of course you can use this process. If not, then you would have to count. So if you watch very closely, you would notice that there's I'm increasing at where there is an increase. Do you understand? So let's say there's an increase there, so I'm increasing. The next one, no increase. 1, 2, and increase. You see? Very, very easy. So 1, 2, and increase. So this time round, we are increasing in 2s instead of 1s. So this is how your work is supposed to look like. Yes, this is how your project is supposed to look like. So let me do a few and then leave you guys to continue. So now, 1, 2, and increase, right? So you repeat the same process until you get to the very last end. Remember, we are not slip stitching anymore. We are working in circular motion. We are just working our way around. So we are no more slip stitching when we get to the last end. So I'll see you guys when I get to the last end. After the second increase, this is how the project is supposed to look like. You can put it on a dummy to see. If you do not have a dummy, don't worry, you can wear it as well. You should just have this kind of feel, just so you know that if you're working your way down, if you're working your way below, it is forming the pleats or the lines. The logoligi that we want is actually forming. Yeah, so this is how the back also looks like. Once again, I would repeat myself, if your work or your project is not like this, then I'm sorry, you would have to repeat the whole process again. So you look, see, it is going to follow the pattern like that. It is going to follow the pattern like that. So yes, let's continue the project. So at this point, we are done increasing. So we are just going to work our way around till we get our desired length. It depends on how lengthy or how short you want it. So there's an increase here, so we are not going to increase. We are just going to put one stitch into every hole, one stitch into every hole instead of increasing or whatever. We are done with the increase, okay? So one, and the next one we're just putting one. Do you understand? We are done with the increasing. This time round we are working our way around to and fro all around until we get our desired length. So as easy as that. Yarn over, you pull through, yarn over, pull through two, yarn over, pull through two, and then yarn over, you pull through the last two. So yes, I'm gonna see you guys at the end, or when I get to halfway the project, then I'll see you guys. So now, so far, this is how the project is looking like. Let me stretch it up for you guys to see. You can see that the pattern is being followed. The increase that we created, it is being followed. So yes, this is halfway through. I am halfway through. So this is what I have so far. This is exactly what we are looking for, okay? Don't worry about the fact that it is kind of dropping. We are going to create hands, so it's going to be adjustable. So far, this is how the project is supposed to look like. This is how the back looks like. Very, very neat, very even. Make sure you don't skip any hole, because if you skip a hole, it is going to affect the whole project. So yes, now I am about to create the hands. This place you have to be very, very careful. I am done creating both hands, so you can just wear it and then measure where you want the hands to be, and then you mark that area with a stitch marker, or you can put anything to mark the place. So I wore it to my dummy and then I marked where I want the hands to be. So yes, this is how you create the hand. I'm already done with the two hands, so I'm going to create these ones with you. So you first attach your yarn to the project, or you attach your yarn to where you want the hand to be. So now yes, I am taking out my stitch marker. So you chain as long as you want. This actually depends on how you prefer the hand. If you want the hand very long, if you want the hand very short. Mine, I was running out of yarn, so I really didn't do the hands long. But if you have enough yarn, make sure you chain as long as possible. I just made 60 chains. So yes, I'm gonna see you guys at the end of the chain. So now I'm done with the chain. So you are going to work your way down just as we started with the base of the project. You're just going to work your way down. Very, very easy. You put it inside, you pull it through two, you pull it through two. So you're going to repeat the same thing until you get to the last stitch, or the first stitch that you started with, the first stitch that you made, sorry. So yes, I'm going to see you guys there. This is how the project is supposed to look like as usual. Make sure it is so even and neat. So I'm going to see you guys when I get to the very first stitch that we made. Okay, so this is the second. Okay, this is the last but one. Okay. And then that's the last stitch right there. All right. So now, when you get here, you are going to slip stitch. Now look at how you are going to slip stitch. Take a very close look at what I am doing. So you skip one hole, you skip that hole, then you insert your hook into the next hole, and then you slip stitch like this. Yes. So this is the effect that we are looking for. This is what you're supposed to get. Exactly. Very, very neat. So you can detach your yarn from this place, and then when you're done, you just either tuck it inside or tie and cut anyhow you would want to treat it. Yes, so this, we are just making a knot to secure our project. So this is what you should have. Yes, this is what we are looking for, exactly like the first two hands that I made. So far so good. So yeah, these are the two hands that I already made. You can repeat the same process for the other hand, then you will be done with your project. So after working with the hands, this is what you're supposed to get. You can style it in so many ways. So yeah, this is the final look. Okay, so let me know what you think about the video. If you really liked the tutorial, if it was helpful to you, let me know and then leave a comment. Let me know if you want more of this and I'm up for it. Anyways, follow my business page on Instagram at Rex Place. Purchase from me, buy from me, and let me know your honest opinion in the comment section, and then let me know if you would want to see more tutorials like this. Thank you all so much for watching the video to this point, and I'll see you in another video. Bye.